Find and simplify each of the following for f of x equals 3x squared minus 9x plus 7. We're going to use the difference quotient formula, which is summarized here in C. But we're going to go by steps. For the first thing they ask us to do is find f of x plus h. So let's look at that. Knowing that f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 9x plus 7, what we're going to do is replace the x with x plus h. So where there is an x, I'm going to put x plus h. I'm going to go back and fill all of this in, so it'll be okay. And we're going to solve this. Now, the first thing we're going to solve is the x plus h squared. Let's look at x plus h squared. As you know, that means x plus h times x plus h. So we're going to do the same thing we would do with numbers, but this time h, we're using h instead of a number. So we're going to take the first times the first. Remember, this is the FOIL. And then take the second term in the first times each one of the terms in the second parentheses. So that ends up is x times x is x squared plus x times h, which would be xh plus hx. Now we're going down to the bottom here, plus h squared. Because of the community property of multiplication, xh and hx are the same, so we're going to call that 2xh plus h squared. Now, let's go back and fill in. So I'm going to put a little, this is kind of our side work. So now we have f of x plus h is going to be equal to 3 times x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 9 times x plus h plus 7. Let's simplify this by distributive property. 3x squared plus 6xh plus 3h squared minus 9x minus 9h plus 7. We want to look at this and see if we can simplify. So let's see if we can simplify this. Not right now. Everything's different. Notice. Everything's different. So the next thing we want to do is, let's write that here. Let's continue with B. Now we're going to subtract the given function from what we already have. So I'm going to use a different color and rewrite this. I'm going to subtract f of x. Let's put it in parentheses for now, knowing that when I remove my parentheses, it's going to change the signs. Okay. Let's rewrite it. Now we have a negative 3x squared plus 9x minus 7. Let's check to see if we can cancel anything out, if we have opposites. And I'm noticing here we have a 3x squared, a negative 3x squared, a negative 9x, a plus 9x, and we have a plus 7 and a minus 7. So what we have left is 6xh plus 3h squared minus 9h. You don't have to rearrange those unless you want to. So here we have 6hx plus 3h squared minus 9h. Now we're down to the end here where we're going to use the entire quotient formula. 6, let's rewrite what we have here. 6hx plus 3h squared minus 9h. We know that's the numerator, and our denominator is h. Numerator, each term has an h, so let's factor out an h. We'll have 6x plus 3h minus 9 over h. We cancel that out, and our final answer is 6x plus 3h minus 9. Okay. That was a lot of work, but we got to the final answer. So the difference quotient is 6x plus, and solution is 6x plus 3h minus 9.